Hey guys, Andrew Logan here. Great to be with you for another video. And today I want to talk about what do you say? The age-old question. People come in, they use a product or they use a system, they start getting results and they get really excited. And then people say, hey, go out and tell your friends, join our great business model. It's really simple. It's just like recommending a restaurant. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And it turns out actually it's not that simple. It's not that easy. And people fumble their words. They spam people. They verbally vomit. They lose friends. They can, become a bit annoying and they get disheartened and they quit. So I want to set you up with some scripts to help you do that. I want to help you get results and I want to help you not quit. And I want to help our profession be seen more as a profession. People will respect us when we stop saying, oh, it's just so simple, just say anything you want. No, this is a sales industry and there's certain things we want to do and certain ways we can share our story, share our experience that's going to get great results and have people respect us more. So I want to talk the script today on your $1 million story. Now your $1 million story is really for your warm and your hot network. The people you're meeting all the time, the people you're working with, your friends, your family, people you have a lot to do with. They're in your social media circles and all those sorts of things. Cold market technique, that's more our irresistible offer. There's some little fine-tuning differences. I've got a video on that as well, so you can go and watch that and check that out. Really, you want both. You want to work on them both. So you've got both there, but you're going to find different stories and offers for different strategies. Today is a little bit more the $1 million story, warm network strategy. So in this, the scripting and the template comes back to 3 factors essentially. First, we want a structure of what we're going to say. I'll come back to that in a sec. The second, what we say needs to be relevant. So when we're talking to people, we need to make sure what we're saying is actually relevant to them. They are tuned into WIIFM. What's in it for me? So if you go tell your story about everything that's happened to you, they don't really care. They're just thinking, well, what's in it for me, right? And so this is where we can get a little bit spammy and we can get a little bit annoying because we try and tell people what we think they should hear instead of listening to what they want. So before you even tell your story, we're going to practice it, we're going to create it. But before you talk to someone, make sure what you're saying is relevant. Make sure it's actually relevant to them. If I'm struggling to lose weight, don't tell me how much money you've made. And if I'm looking for a business opportunity, then tell me that. If I'm looking to improve my skin, have better sleep, have more energy, better performance at the gym, and your product or your service or your system or your company can help with that, tell me that story. But don't try and tell me a story that isn't relevant to me because I'm not going to be interested. And that's where we become spammy because we tell people everything about us and we forget it's about them. Now there's one other thing I'll come back to in a sec on that one. But the third thing is that it needs to be concise. People have very short attention spans these days. And if you're going and telling this super long story and you're telling everything, again, it's going to be irrelevant and it's going to be really long. And they're going to get bored and they're going to switch off. And you're going to say about, oh, this and then that, and then I met this person and I went to this event and did this, and then my hair started growing stronger and my nails and my skin, and I've lost weight and now I'm driving the car. And you go on with this really long story and people tune out and they say no thanks. Okay, I like to talk about this like a mini skirt, basically. It's long enough to cover the important bits, but the shorter it is, the more attention it's going to get. Okay, when my wife wears a pair of jeans, it's nice. When she wears a mini skirt, she has my full attention. I will listen to everything she says. So when you're telling your story, I should say, keep it nice and concise, and you do that by keeping it relevant, and you'll have so much more success. If you can tell 20 people a 30-second story, you'll have far more success than telling one person your whole life story. So let's come back to the structure and we'll touch on one or two of these things while we're here. But our structure is basically our before and after. So we love to put before and after photos up on our social media, in our stories, very powerful, sure. But the emotional story of where you were, what you were struggling with, how someone came to you with a solution, because we're introducing peer-to-peer, we're introducing that a friend came to you with a solution, and now where you are, and you tell that emotionally and raw and viscerally, that will sell. Facts tell, stories sell. If you're here saying, oh, you know, our company won this award and this scientist is really cool and he could probably beat up your scientist and all these sorts of things, no one cares. But if you start telling your before and after story of how you were struggling with somewhere in your life, but you found a solution to that problem, and that problem and solution is relevant to them, and you deliver it concisely, you will have amazing, amazing success. So all we need to do is just chop and change little bits in here. So let's say you're in skincare, right? And you're gonna say, you know what, before, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I was really struggling with my skin. I was embarrassed, I had red spots all the time, I never wanted my photo taken, I just hid away in the corners because I was so ashamed of my skin. A friend had been using these products, been getting great results, and now my skin has never looked better. I even get compliments that I'm 5 years younger, and I love having my photo taken. You know what, 5 years ago, I was really struggling financially. We were working flat out, we had like businesses and jobs, but nothing was working. We were constantly going backwards, if anything. And a friend came to us with this business opportunity, showed us how to set ourselves up, showed us how to grow extra income, and we got to work and we were able to retire my wife, and then I was able to retire, and now we have financial freedom. 10 years ago, I was getting married, and I was really struggling because my pants didn't fit. And I was pretty embarrassed, and I was gonna have these wedding photos where I looked overweight and my pants didn't fit, and I was really worried about that because I'd be stuck with them for the rest of my life. A friend came to me with the solution. A month later, I was feeling amazing, my pants were awesome, I had great wedding photos that I'm really proud of, and I've never looked back. Okay? Very simple, nice, short, 15, 20 second long stories, quickly telling a little bit of the story. We're just introducing it, right? It's the first breadcrumb, because then if it's relevant to them and it touches that emotional heart with them, they're gonna ask for more. Because you are concise and relevant, they will ask you for more. So we create this story, and we create a few stories. We create a few stories in that template that are nice and short. We'll have an energy story, a skin story, a confidence story, like a weight loss story, an income story, all those sorts of things. I'm sure your products have given you 3 or 4 different outcomes. Have a little story for each of them, and then you can deliver that. You connect with someone, you talk to them, you find out their problem, you find out where you're struggling, where they're struggling, find that out, and then you tell them the story. And if they're interested, then you can send them a tool, you can add them to your Facebook group, you can get them on a 3-way call with your upline, you can do all those things from there. But first of all, we need to create this story so we can go out and send it to the world. Now, the final little thing on relevance is that the biggest thing is make sure that your before and after is the same as well. If you were blind, don't tell me you can now walk. This is where a lot of people get stuck too. I was struggling to lose weight for my wedding, and now I'm financially free. That's actually my story. That's actually how I got involved in network marketing. But that's not relevant to the person who wants to lose weight. The person who wants to lose weight is like, well, did you lose weight or not? You did? I don't know, you're financially free, that's great. But did you actually lose any weight? Like, I've got to tell them the relevant ending to where I started. So if I want to talk about a business opportunity with someone, I would open with how I was struggling financially. If I want to talk about a product story with someone, open with your product, open with where you were struggling, and then tell them how you fixed that problem, be it your skin, your energy, your weight, your sleep, whatever it is. But always make sure your beginning and your ending are the same. Too often we start here and then we fall off track, and then our story gets really long, and then I won a trip, and then I met this millionaire, and then I upgraded the car, and now we've upgraded the house, and we stop being relevant, and we stop being concise, and our story stops being interesting. It stops being compelling. A short story told at high volume will be compelling to people, and you'll have great success, I promise, guys. So with that, if you have trouble with scripts and you have trouble with templates and you want to know a little bit more, you want some more help with all of this, I go into much more detail in my book, The Way Out, 7-step process to financial freedom. And the whole of chapter 1 is all about how to create your story and also how to create your offer. And then chapter 2 and 3 are about how to get that out to the world in your warm network and in your cold network as well. So you can grab a copy of that. If you just follow the links below, you'll get a copy of that free. I'll send it out to you, and I will show you how to create your story, how to deliver it, and how to have great success and financial freedom through network marketing. Guys, I hope that helps. Don't forget to click like and subscribe if you've got value out of this, and I'll see you on our next video.